Hi everyone, Andy Davis here again from Master of Voice, a channel with reactions to performers from across the world. In this episode, something a little bit different today, as we feature one of the hit songs from the Disney movie Encanto. We don't talk about Bruno. Let's jump right in.
What if you didn't understand what he saw?
Then you better figure it out because it was coming for you.
Mirabelle and her uncle here. Oh, and Aunt Peppa.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Mm.
It was my wedding day.
It was our wedding day.
We were getting ready and there
Oh.
wasn't a cloud in the sky.
No clouds allowed in the sky.
Wonderful.
Sing with a
Oh.
mischievous grin.
Down.
You're telling this story or am I?
I'm sorry, mi vida go on.
Bruno says it looks like rain.
Why did he tell us?
You guys, I have to pause there and just jump in. So much fun happening on the screen already. And isn't that what we want of our animated films that we love so much? Of course, I did see this a couple weeks back and just loved it, and I knew it was going to be a huge hit for Disney, especially because of Lin-Manuel Miranda. The main composer of the songs with lyrics, of course, you know him from greats like Hamilton. Of course, I love In the Heights. Some other things that he's done, Moana. A big-time musical influence in Moana, and so there's no doubt of the star power in this pop hit. And of course, Peppa taking the lead here with many of the lyrics, Aunt Peppa, if you will, of Mirabelle Madrigal. Of course, madrigal is a musical term, meaning a part song for many voices that has a lot of different counterpoint in there with different melody lines and rhythms, and so that is so cool. And of course, Aunt Peppa here voiced by Colombian actress Carolina Gaitan, and just wonderfully done. I love it. Let's jump back in.
Doing so he floods my brain.
I will like a deep
Oh.
umbrella.
Yes!
In a hurricane.
What a joy to stay, but anyway, we don't talk about Bruno. No.
So catchy.
Don't talk about Bruno.
Oh,
Fear Bruno stuttering or stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate
Love
him with
this.
the sound of falling sand.
oh my goodness. I just love that. A little bit of word painting there on the word sand. And I love how we've gone from a more melodic line there, now down into the lower end of the chest voice, a little patter going on there with some quick rhythms, a little bit of breathiness, less volume here, really changing the scene up. And I love it. We don't talk about Bruno, no. Of course, very catchy. Lin-Manuel Miranda is just an expert genius, you guys, at writing such catchy music. You know, I've had Hamilaria from the musical Hamilton for several years now. It seems that anytime something comes up even remotely similar to something from Hamilton, I can just break right out into a song. And I'm getting to that point already with some of these songs from Encanto, even though I've only heard them a couple of times. Bruno is everywhere. And I did find it interesting when I read they actually wanted this character's name to be Oscar. But Oscar Madrigal, I believe, it's a very common name in Colombia. Of course, this movie is set in Colombia, and I just loved it, you guys. But they chose Bruno here. Bruno feeds right into Bruno, no. Very catchy, and now we're into this wonderful different section of the song.
It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling. Always left a boy in the family fumbling. Grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you
Great diction.
understand?
Oh,
Good friend.
Bruno! Oh no, wait. The shape-shifting character.
Yeah, he sees your dreams. His songs.
Love it!
We don't talk about Bruno.
Oh,
We don't talk about Bruno.
I love all these voices coming here.
He told me my fish would die the next day.
Oh no!
Told me I'd grow a glass, and just like he said that.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I just love this. And here we are now. You know, this is made out to be the villain song as we first start hearing this. And really, now that we're into it, we realize it's just a song of gossip so far. They're all just telling us or are telling Mirabelle, if you will, their experiences with Bruno. And maybe it's hearsay, maybe it's not at this point. So she's trying to learn and figure out what is going on. And I just love this. So many voices, but I love the panning in my earbuds here from different sides of the street scene here. We hear those voices as they come in. A really great musical editing technique there to just give us that surround sound feel of this wonderful group scene. And as I mentioned, madrigal, that musical term, the different counterpoints, meaning different voices singing different melody lines in different rhythms, all meshed over the top of each other. And this is a wonderful Latin pop version of that technique, and I love it.
All my hair would disappear. Now look at my hair.
Oh no!
Your face is sealed when your prophecy is read. He told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine.
Love this section.
He told me that my power would grow like the grapes
Beautiful.
that thrive on the vine.
Oye, Mariano's on his
He
way.
told me that the man
I love it, you guys.
would be just out of reach, betrothed to another.
I love the change here. The change in feel, especially when she descended down there on the swing, that character. I did read also, this is a song where Lin-Manuel Miranda actually used it to introduce the melodies or the themes, if you will, of these other characters, whether they had a solo of not or not. Of course, that sister descending down there on the swing has a solo in the movie, but what a beautiful voice. And I just love the way it occurred right there as a change up in the song. We had all those voices and a quicker rhythms over the top of each other. Then we pause everything and pull back for a nice, actually it was disconnected there, but she did get a little more smooth and legato in that section, but a more exposed melody line or voice. And he actually used that technique in the opening song of In the Heights. If you can remember, the main female character breaks out of that counterpoint of simultaneous melody lines there and really breaks free with a nice legato, more smooth female vocal in that part. She's singing about the lotto in that number and the opener of In the Heights. If you know, you know. Check out In the Heights if you haven't. It's been made into a movie now, which I actually enjoyed as well. But I love the Broadway version. So here we are, you guys. Lin-Manuel Miranda just putting this all on display again for this wonderful, wonderful Disney film. Encanto. It's blowing up, you guys. These musical numbers have surpassed other Disney musical things like Let It Go, Colors of the Wind, some big time stuff here. And so I'm thrilled to be bringing it to the channel today to just really dive in a little bit more about the form of the song, how it's laid out, but also these wonderful voices.
It's like I hear, hey sis, I want not a sound out of you.
Nice there.
Bruno, yeah, about that Bruno. I really
Go,
need to
Mirabelle.
know about Bruno. Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno.
Isabella, your boy
Yes.
is here.
Time for
Back to that counterpoint. Perfect.
Out in the sky.
You guys. You guys, that section there, you really hear all those voices coming together there, but doing their own thing. And that's the beauty of counterpoint, if you will, which is so impressively done in the old school madrigals of the Renaissance era, often done a cappella, but the voices had such impressive, difficult, challenging vocal parts. And then to try to blend it all together in a group, it really takes a lot of intricate details to be able to do that. And I'm impressed with so many musicians that thrive in that setting, and we're enjoying it here in this wonderful number from this great Disney film. Oh, she found wonderful visuals, obviously Disney. Here we go.
I talk about Bruno.
Finding out more. You guys, oh my God. That song, this whole entire film, you all, just makes me so happy. Especially the catchiness of this. And just that intricate counterpoint that's just so prevalent throughout the entire song. But Lin-Manuel Miranda switching it up there with different feels, themes. While I described it as Latin pop, it really has so much going on behind the scenes. As far as the theory and musicality, traditional musical elements from Latin music such as the Guajira, believe I'm pronouncing that right, but also very modern elements like hip-hop, dance, Broadway, all leading to that polyphonic counterpoint, wonderful climax, and I just love this song, and I hope you all enjoyed this reaction as much as I did today. If you did, please click like, hit subscribe, and also click the bell so you know when I'm releasing new content. Be sure to leave me comments down below about other songs from this show. We're going to get to a couple more at least, or other Lin-Manuel Miranda performances you'd like for me to feature here on the channel, or just other Disney hits and classics. I'd shied away from them at the beginning because of copyright issues, but I know how to handle that now. A bit more, 2.5 years into this, and I've left links to my social media. I've just started TikTok, check me out there, as well as the other major social media platforms. I've left a link to my Ko-fi page, basically the internet's tip jar, and otherwise, just have a great day.